Someone asked me recently how I was coping with all this unrest in the world. I said that it's very easy to get swept up in all the emotional turmoil, to get swept up in all the anxiety and agitation, and that I've had my moments here and there, just like anyone else. But I remind myself that there has always been unrest in the world, and likely will be for quite some time. I don't imagine that any of us will live to see a day in which the world has come to be at peace. And not to sound pessimistic, not to suggest that we remain passive about it, not to suggest that we don't work to create that kind of world. But at the same time, it is important for us to rest, not to wait until the rest of the world has come to rest, but that we ourselves individually take time to rest in order to recharge. Because if we're waiting for the rest of the world to settle down and to become calm and quiet before we can be at peace, we may die waiting. So a few months ago, finding myself becoming anxious and agitated, I decided to retreat from the world for a time. I stopped engaging on social media, I stopped watching the news, I even stopped sharing videos for a time, just so I could take some time to rest, to let the mind settle, to allow my attention to rest here in the moment, and to recenter my attention. Because if I am to offer anything to this world, I would like to offer something that might ease the anxiety, that might ease the agitation rather than increasing it. I recently shared a quote from Ram Dass that was talking about what we might do to bring healing to the world, especially in times of great unrest, that we don't allow ourselves to become overwhelmed by the emotional turmoil, and that we continue to work toward a greater vision for the world. That if we want to create a caring, loving, peaceful world, we need to act with care and love and peace. And someone responded saying that it's very challenging not to be overwhelmed by the emotional turmoil of the collective. And so they take a lot of time away to retreat from the world in order to conserve their energy, in order to keep their sanity, I would imagine. That's not the word that they used, but it's kind of the way that I look at it, because there is a great deal of madness in the world. And it is challenging at times not to become mad oneself. So I told this person that what is most important is that we find peace within, that we cultivate love and compassion, so that we can bring this to the world in order to help heal it, so that we can bring that into our everyday, ordinary interactions with others, so that we can continue to spread this kind of energy and encouragement in order that we might influence the world toward becoming more peaceful and loving. But this may also require retreating from the world from time to time in order to get recentered, in order to rest, to relax, to recharge, in order to do our own individual inner work, to nourish ourselves, and to take whatever time we need in order to do this, so that we can come back refreshed. And that may include spending time alone, perhaps spending more time in nature, to spend time in presence, to engage in some mindfulness practice or whatever practices or activities you find most useful to bring you to a state of presence and to put your mind at rest. So that when you do go back out into the world, you are well rested and recharged and ready to engage again with gentleness and loving kindness, with patience and understanding, so that it's these things that we bring to the world, that we bring peace and love and understanding, rather than more hostility or fear or division. That we bring balance and healing to the world by bringing these things. And if we want to bring healing to the world, we need to also work on our own healing. And this means taking whatever time we need to heal. Healing often requires rest. So, although it may seem as though there is so much to attend to in the world, we must not forget to attend to ourselves. Even if one is very busy in life, we must make time for rest. If we overwork ourselves or overthink, we can wear ourselves out. And then what use are we? So we must recognize when rest is needed and to take that time to rest. To use our time wisely. If you have even a moment free, to give your attention to that moment fully, perhaps to close your eyes and take a moment to breathe and to listen, to let go and to release, and to tap into that reservoir of peace. If you find value in this content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe.